Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's go look and see what's happening in the market today. And look at this. We're going up a little bit, right? We have a little bit of a pull up. You want to say a pull back from the coming down, a pull up maybe, right? So we're doing some things, but I don't think this is something to get excited about, right? This is just like a movement in this longer downward trend. So where do I think we're going right now? Where do I think I'm going? Well, I think we're gonna hit about 37K. So where's 37K? This is my first short position, by the way. So I have a short position going down to 37K right now. It's right about here, and we'll draw a line and we'll leave the line here so we can test my assumptions. I think we're going to go down to right about 37, and we're going to make some decisions once we get to 37, because 37 is within this band that we've been in for quite a bit of time, right? This is since January, since the beginning of the year, essentially. We've been in this band, right? And this seems to be a small anomaly that we broke out of. But we've been in this band, and we're going to make decisions when we get to about 37K. The decisions are going to be, are we going to pop higher? You can see that there's some resistance here. So right around 37-ish. Resistance and support, I suppose. And this is where I think our first stop off is, and we're going to make decisions there. And I'm going to get very interested once we get here. Once we get here, that's the time to decide if we're going to start like rocketing up or if we're going to start, drilling down into the ground. Now, if we start drilling down into the ground, trust me when I say, boy, it's not going to be good. Right, we're gonna break through the 200 day now, and I don't know how long it's gonna take for us to get to 37K, but it's gonna be next week or the week after for sure. It could be sooner, of course, but concern is, check this out, like the see the line keeps going up, right? And what you don't want is to break through. You don't what you if you want to hold, you want so it looks like. Oh, is that the first week of May? Oh, it is. Damn. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, it is. Oh, boy. So if this is the first week of May, it's very likely that we will end up breaking through this 100-day moving average. Sorry, this 100-week moving average, which is a big deal. It's not a small deal. It's a big deal if we move through the 100. Every time we cross through the 100, it's always been a shit show, and we always lead down to the 200-week moving average. Uh, when you close below the 50-week, you almost every time go test the 200-week, right? When you close below the 100, you test the 200-week every time. It's absurd. There's no exceptions. It's every single time it's happened. So this makes me nervous. I'm not sure what's going to happen, obviously. But these are the things that I'm watching. And so what these videos are about is me watching and seeing what I know to help make better decisions for myself. And I'm sharing these thoughts and ideas, not as financial advice, but more like the things that are going on in my head. When we get to here, I'm definitely looking to see where we are along this line, right? Will we be around here? And what we're going to do around this line is really, really important. Are we going to bounce off of this line? Like we basically essentially did here, right? Like these spots, we essentially bounced off this line. It's not like we just bounced off nothing. We bounced off these lines. Also, my 100 week might be inaccurate because I am using someone else's indicator. It could be wrong. It might actually be, like, it's entirely possible, and I have to look into this, I think, after, but entirely possible that this 100 week is like right here. It's like parallel. It's literally parallel, right? Sorry, it's like that. And so we'll have to see. But I think I think we're all a little bit on edge, waiting for Bitcoin to come down. I'm not going to be buying at 37,000. I'm going to be waiting and seeing what happens at 37,000. And let's put this line back up. 37. Let's just say so this is as close as we can get. It's just good enough. Right. I'm going to be holding and waiting here, and I think by by the first week of May, we'll know, right? We will have a clear idea of what is going on and why it's happening and so on and so forth. Oh, there were 36. Oh, yeah, that's pretty much it. There we go, 37. So this is the line. This is the golden line, right? It's the golden line where it's gonna be decision time. At least in the micro, in the near term, this is decision time right here. If we break through, we have good news, right? We're gonna attempt to break through this line, which you can understand will also where is this? These two lines will also be coming down, right? As they do, and the 50-week will also be rolling over like this. So a lot of things, it's going to be pressure, actually. It's going to, like, if when Bitcoin comes down like this, it's going to be pressure because it won't be easy to break back up. So we'll have to wait and see, as is usually the case. But this is it. Let's go see what CNBC says. What's happening? Ha ha ha. Of course he wants people back in the office. What is this? Let's make it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, inflation is really knocking things up. So everything's green today. Let's see. VIX is down. Okay, interesting. New pessimism in economic outlooks. Not new, but we know. UBS sees 50,000 US stores closure over the next 5 years after pandemic pause. Wow. Wow. Well, there are other things that are very interesting here as well. And that's that when gas prices, um, wow. Finland to decide on NATO membership next week. That is pretty wild. Applying to join NATO within weeks. Wow, that's pretty wild. If Finland joins NATO, that's going to be interesting. That's a lot of trouble for Russia. Russia's not going to like it. And let's go look at, let's see what Finland is. Finland's in the north of Europe, and it's bordering. Oh yeah, all right. It's absolutely. I get there. I get it. Right. I get it. Right. It's a good reason to be here, like to do this. Now, Finland has an interesting story. Finland actually defended itself in World War II, I believe, from the Russians in a brutal war, kind of similar to what Ukraine is doing right now. Now, if Ukraine does successfully repel Russia, it's going to be wild because Finland did that in the 40s, and it was like it was a beautiful thing. And now Finland is like a modern country. It's like the GDP is like really big, and like they're doing really well. Like they're a super modern, like properly cool country. The question is what they're going to do with the Russians. I wonder. It looks like they are going to join NATO. I doubt like they're going to get rejected for NATO. But it's also pretty interesting to see. Like it's really reinforced, brought these countries together like they never did before, because they were just arguing a lot before. But it's kind of my theory. Like what we need as a as a planet is like an outside force, like aliens to come and invade for us to all come together in a meaningful way, right? Like right now we're all kind of divided in our own special little like circles because we're fighting against each other. But once we get an outside force to fight, that's when things get really interesting. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up today. Let's talk about some stuff tomorrow. We'll talk about this and see what's going on. See you soon.